Hey, it's me, Steve. It is November 29th, 2017. Time is 11:33, and it is 48 degrees Fahrenheit out. This is not a geo-rant. This is just me ranting. I'm just going to give my opinion on something. Doesn't mean it's right or anything. Just means I'm just going to talk about something. Oh, and just so you know, Brian, I'm not driving. I'm sitting in a parking lot. I'm going to talk about population today. And I am one of those people who does think that we need to do something about world population. But here's the thing. Whenever you talk about overpopulation, it's such an emotional hot button for people. You just mention it without saying anything else. And all of a sudden people are like, oh, then why don't you kill yourself then? Or they're like, well, I have 5 kids, so I must be part of the problem. They take it so personally, like you've come for them. It's ridiculous. But the fact of the matter is, this is something that needs to be addressed, okay? It needs to be talked about. I mean, I'm in my early 40s, and since I've been born, the world population has nearly doubled. 40 years. Well, I'll be 45 by the time it does. But in 45 years, the world population has doubled. Now, I'm not sure our algorithms that calculate world population are 100% accurate. I actually think they're off. I actually think there's less people than we think there are, but that's an argument for another time. But it's close, all right? And I'm not advocating genocide. I'm not talking about sterilization of people. I'm not talking about any of that stuff, all right? I don't know what the solution is, but we are going to get to a point where there's too many people. And some people talk about, how we have an overabundance now of everything, more so than we've ever had in history. As far as I can tell, that's true, but it doesn't do you a damn bit of good if no one has access to it. I mean, the world's trending towards a concentration of wealth with a few people. Kind of like it did with the fall of Rome. And when you have that type of situation, it doesn't matter if somebody can regenerate a failed heart or clone it and put it back into you if you're making minimum wage. It doesn't matter. All right? You have no access to something. It's going to shorten your lifespans. And actually, lifespans are kind of topping off right now. That's a number of factors, and that's also an argument for another time. But back to the population thing. Well, what can we do? Well, we've kind of done band-aid approaches right now and relied on our planet's limited resources and technology to support that, or to make up for it. And like with GMOs, I don't care what anyone says, GMOs are a blessing. They really are. You can't feed nearly 7.5 billion people off organic gardens. You can eat whatever you want. I don't care. I'm not going to shame anybody. But if you're not going to think about world population and think that and then bash GMOs, you're kind of being a hypocrite. We need those, okay? And same thing with access to clean water. I mean, our drilling techniques to get groundwater are about as good as they're ever going to get right now. You can't really improve much of anything. But with this trend towards groundwater is what most people drink. Most people don't drink surface water or use surface water. It's mostly groundwater. All right. But as we start doing things like fracking or pumping CO2 back into the ground to, kind of get rid of things, you're going to shrink that resource as well, and more people are just going to be more strain on water resources. So I just thought I would make people aware of the problem, because like I said, I don't have a solution. Are we overpopulated right now? Personally, I think the answer is yes. We're seeing extreme stresses on ecosystems, and as people fan out and get away from urban areas, it just encroaches more and more on the environment. But anyway, if anybody has any thoughts on the issue or anything like that, please feel free to leave a comment or leave a question below. But that's it, and have a good day.